But this is a live picture from NASA this morning. How cool is that? If you've got a minute, Grant will explain what it is and who's able to see it right now.
All right, so a solar eclipse is when the moon moves over the front of the sun. Now, in the case of this ring of fire eclipse, the moon won't completely cover the disk of the sun, and that's why it's called an annular or an annulus or a ring-shaped object. Now, a total solar eclipse is when the moon completely covers the sun except for that elusive corona. Now, the reason this happens is because of the fact that the orbit of the moon around the Earth is not a perfect circle. It's actually an ellipse, creating times where the moon is closer to the Earth and times where it's farther away. When it's closer, that's when it creates that total lunar eclipse. But in the case of what's happening this morning, we are seeing that annular solar eclipse where the moon is farther away from the Earth, making it appear smaller in the sky, and that's why it's not able to completely cover the face of the sun. Unfortunately, the total part of the eclipse is going to be occurring in Canada, shooting across the North Pole, but there will still be places across the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, and Upper Midwest that will be able to see the partial eclipse. And that partial eclipse has been visible all morning through places in the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, and Upper Midwest. This is the view from NASA where the eclipse is actually beginning to come to an end, where the moon is starting to move off of the disk of the sun right now. But we've been getting pictures from around the world of this ring of fire eclipse. Take a look at this picture here. This is how it looked in Italy around 5:52 this morning. You can see the very edge of the moon starting to move over the sun. And this is from Toronto. They're saying this is the first time they've actually seen a solar eclipse, and that's really cool. Toronto had a great view of the eclipse. This is a view from Liverpool, from across the pond over there. That's really cool to see that. Some people using those filters to be able to really block out the majority of the sunlight from the sun. This is from St. Marcel, Quebec. I believe that's where that is. Yeah, from Quebec. Really cool stuff. Again, the total ring of fire, which we haven't seen yet.
Oh, wow, look
over
at
southern
that.
Canada, and this takes the cake. There's been several pictures shining of the solar eclipse with Lady Liberty, Statue of Liberty in the foreground. Isn't that cool?
Unreal, yeah, that's awesome.